Hey guys, Apocalypso here, back with another video. And this is a very special episode of Extreme AI Matchups, because this is episode 10. We're in the double digits now. And there's only so many civilizations left, because there's two civilizations per episode. I think there's like 30-something civilizations, so not too many episodes left. But in this one, it is Lee Tai To as Vietnamese, Eternal Fog of War, and Afonso Henriquez as the Portuguese. Now, if we look at their bonuses, for the Vietnamese, it says they are an archer civilization. That seems pretty straightforward, kind of comparable to the Mayans and Britons in that respect. The enemy positions are revealed at the start of the game, so Lee Tai To knows where Afonso Henriquez was and knew the minute the game started, which is obviously very useful because in 1v1s you can you can start strategizing, and you can send your scout to that specific area because you know where your enemy is from the start, and you can easily send the scout there and easily find what they're going for because you don't need to look around to find where they are. It's a very good bonus, and it's also helpful in team games too, because even though other players cannot see the enemy positions from the start of the game, the Vietnamese player can, in fact, communicate that information to the other players, which is helpful for team strategizing. Sorry, but that's actually that's a good bonus. Economic upgrades cost no wood. So, if we look, for example, um, lumber camp. Here it is. Double bid axe normally costs. Let's go to Portuguese. It doesn't say. That's unfortunate. I think they do have some. I'm sorry. I think they do have some wood cost to them, but with the Vietnamese, that's taken away. So you need wood to make archers. So the wood savings on the economic upgrades is actually quite huge. Because that means you have more wood for archers. So that's really helpful. It synergizes well with the rest of their tech tree. Now, archery range units have plus 20% hit points. And that's great because that means they're a little bit more tanky. Um, Now I'm not sure if it will say. I think they normally. I think that's the normal amount. Maybe. I'm not sure. But they do get. The point is they get more hit points. Which is really helpful. Now conscription is free. Conscription. Let's go take a look at it. Um. So it says it. Units at barracks, archery range, stable, and castle are produced 33% faster. Now, it's only available in the Imperial Age, but once you get to the Imperial Age, you get that technology for free, and that means your units are automatically created faster, which is fantastic. Because a lot of people don't research it. Well, at least I don't really research it that much. I only researched it a couple times recently because I didn't want to wait around for my army to get trained while my ally had an opportunity to defeat the other player before me. But that's the only time I researched conscription, in recent memory, but the Vietnamese get it for free, so that's a pretty pretty good bonus. Now the team bonus is that the Imperial Skirmisher upgrade is available in the Imperial Age. Now, usually there's only two there's only one evolution of the skirmisher, the elite skirmisher. Um and but this team bonus gives them a third a second, a third, yeah, a third um well, I want to figure out what I'm trying to say here. They get a second evolution of the skirmisher instead of just one. That's what I'm trying to say. They get a third version of the skirmisher in the skirmisher line. So that's actually pretty good. Their their stats are better than the elite skirmisher by quite a bit. Um, says they have the same range, but they have one more attack, and I think they have more bonus damage too, which is significant. Skirmishers are strong against archers, so if they're going up against other archers with their Imperial Skirmisher, they're going to be really good against other archers. And their other unique unit helps with that too, which I'm going to get to right now. So it says the unique unit of Vietnamese, the Rattan Archer. It says it's a Vietnamese unique archer with high pierce armor, strong versus archers and infantry, weak versus cavalry and skirmishers. So it's what it sounds like. It has high pierce armor. So it's sort of like a skirmishers because skirmishers have high pierce armor to begin with. But it's an archer. It doesn't have bonus damage against other archers, to my knowledge. But it's just highly resistant to pierce damage. It's somewhat comparable to the Goth Huskarl, which was in one of the early episodes, I think. Yeah, maybe. But point is, they get really good pierce armor, which makes them really good against other archers. They're actually pretty cheap too, 50 wood, 45 gold. That's not too bad. It is 25 more wood than archers in the same gold price. But remember, the economic upgrades don't cost any gold, any wood. Sorry. So you're gonna have more wood in the bank. So that's helpful because you'll be able to pay for that pretty easily. So the Imperial Skirmisher I already mentioned. That's the other unique units. It's more of a team bonus unit, really, though. But the unique techs, Chatras. Now, the Vietnamese were introduced in the Rise of the Rajas expansion, which so far this is the first civilization from that expansion. Um, and so we're going to get to see this in more detail, but battle elephants are a thing that all four civilizations from the Rise of the Rajas get. They're like, well, you don't know what war elephants are if you haven't played this game before, but they're basically like, for the people who are familiar with this game, battle elephants are of course like weaker war elephants. So anyway, Chatras, battle elephants receive plus 50 HP. They also get bloodlines, which adds plus 20 HP. Now, battle elephants are already tanky to begin with, but this just is over the top. Um, I did watch a video about the battle elephants recently, and the guy said how much HP a Vietnamese battle elephant has, but I just don't remember what it is. Sorry, but it's a lot. It's a lot more than any other civilization's battle elephants. So, but it doesn't compare to the war elephant, which has the highest amount of HP of any unit, but it's still pretty insane. So the other unique tech is paper money. Is you and all your allies receive 500 receive plus 500 gold. Now I think this used to have a gold cost, so you basically spent gold to get gold, which seems kind of counterintuitive. I think it was originally 500 food and 300 gold, but they or it was originally food and gold, I think. But they changed down the road. They changed the cost to wood, which makes sense considering it's paper. So that basically means you just get 500 free gold without having to spend any, which is pretty good. But it also applies to all of your allies too. Now this is a 1v1, so that doesn't apply here, but if you ever want to play the Vietnamese in a team game, or you want to have the Vietnamese on your team, you have to keep that in mind, because it also works really well with Sicilian's unique tech that gives a certain amount of gold for every military unit you have. So, sorry if I was talking fast, you might not be able to understand me, but anyway, so that's all the stuff about the Vietnamese. Moving on to the Portuguese, who were introduced in the previous expansion, the African kingdoms. Now they're a naval and gunpowder civilization. It says all units cost minus 20% gold. That's actually pretty significant because it means that you get quite a bit of gold savings. Now it doesn't reflect here, but um, the archers cost less gold too. And the hand cannoneer costs less gold, which is helpful because it is a gunpowder civilization. Sorry, it is a gunpowder civilization, so having cheaper hand cannoneers in terms of gold cost is pretty good, especially in the late game because in 1v1s where there's no trade, gold is severely limited. So having cheaper units, having a cheaper gold cost for units is really great. And there's another reason that they do really well in 1v1s too, which I'll get into in a few minutes. Technologies are researched 30% faster. I think this is a new bonus. I'm not sure how new this is. I think this was added in Definitive Edition because I don't remember this one. But um, basically, it's really helpful because a lot of the Portuguese most powerful units are locked behind power or they're locked behind upgrades which take a while to research. Like chemistry takes a long time to research unless you're the Malians, which will be in a future episode at some point. They get 80% faster working universities. I played as the Malians today, and chemistry was researched super quickly. It was insane, but I'm getting off track. But the point is, the Portuguese get faster researches, and that's helpful, especially to pump out gunpowder units. Um, so that's I went over that bonus. It's helpful. It's helpful mostly in the late game because a lot of the most expensive and powerful technologies take a while to research, especially the blacksmith upgrades. So it's helpful to have that bonus. Uh, ships plus 10% hit points. Now, this isn't a water map. I forgot to go over the water map before the game before I went into the tech tree stuff, but I'll get into that. This isn't a water map, so that doesn't apply here, but in a naval fight, the Portuguese are really good because they get extra HP. The Vikings used to dominate naval battles, but now it's more the Portuguese and Italians nowadays. But basically, the Portuguese have extra hit points, which is which is helpful and applies to all ships, including fishing ships, I think. So that's actually pretty helpful. Makes them a bit more tanky. Makes your warships a bit more tanky. Makes your fishing ships harder to raid. So that's useful. Now the last bonus is they can build the Feitoria in the Imperial Age. Now if I find it here. Here we go. The Feitoria has a stone cost. So that's unusual. Not too many buildings cost stone, but there's a reason for it. It says it's an economic building. Generates resources without the need for villagers. Unique building of the Portuguese. Requires 20 population. Now, I don't know if we'll get to see in this game. When I had the Portuguese ally, that was standard difficulty. They seem to like to build Faderias. But, um, and that was, yeah, that was like a well, moderate difficulty, so it's no way extreme. So maybe the extreme AI will want to make him. Maybe we'll get to see him. Who knows? We probably will, hopefully. Anyway, the team bonus is that the line of sight is shared with the team starting in the Dark Age. Um, now, this is kind of an artifact that it's not really useful anymore because there is a shared exploration option, which basically means you automatically share the line of sight with allied units, which just overlaps with the Portuguese team bonus. And they also made it so that the market, once you build a market, you automatically share line of sight with um, the team. So it's not a super useful bonus nowadays, especially since it has the shared exploration option now. So they probably should replace it with something else, but I don't know. It's a nice historical reference. But the unique units of the Portuguese. So the first one is the organ gun. It's fittingly a gunpowder unit. Their unique units really fit the theme that they were going for. There's Portuguese unique siege unit. Fires a volley of bullets. Strong versus large groups of units. Weak versus cavalry and mangonels. The fact that they're siege unit means they have to be repaired, not healed. So they're like bombard cannons in that regard. But they also can't garrison in buildings. Well, they can if they're set to garrison as they're created, but after that they cannot. Once they leave, they cannot go back in. So you have to keep that in mind. If there are enemy units nearby, you have to have them protected because uh they can't go in the castle. So that's something to keep in mind. It says they're strong versus large groups of units, but it's not really the case per se because the extra cannonballs, the extra bullets are really weak. Their damage output is kind of pitiful, to be honest. And they're not joking when they say they're weak versus cavalry because they have minimum range and they're quite slow, so that means can the cavalry can just catch up to them and strike them down, and they can't fire because they're within the minimum range. So that's a major weakness of theirs. Now let's see if I can find the caravel. Caravel. Dock is over here, isn't it? Yeah, here it is. Caravel. Portuguese unique ship that fires bolts that pierce multiple units. Strong versus large groups of ships. Weak versus fire ships. Now there's a siege unit in the game called the Scorpion that basically has the same functionality. It fires bolts that go through multiple units. Now, if I don't know if you play Minecraft, but the crossbow has an enchantment called Piercing that allows you to hit multiple mobs with one arrow. And this is basically how the Scorpion and the Caravel work. In fact, I think it might be a reference because both games are owned by Microsoft. But that's if you're familiar at all with Minecraft and that enchantment, that's basically how the Scorpion and the Caravel work in this game. So that's a good way to think of it. They have a very similar functionality. Um, but that's basically all you need to know about the Caravel. It's good versus large groups of ships because of the piercing attack. So the unique text. The first one is well, notice how both unique units fit the naval and gunpowder theme. And now the unique texts do too, and you'll see that right now once I find the castle. Where is it? Oh, it's back here. I'm such a noob. Alright, so the first unique tech is Carrick. Ships receive +1/+1 armor. Now I think this stacks with the ship armor that they actually get from technologies. Yeah, careening and dry dock. They get +1 pierce armor here. Well, careening is the only one that gives pierce armor, but dry dock makes them move faster. Um, so it's like an extra careening with melee unit with melee armor functionality. So I'm not sure what role melee damage has in ship battles, but I'm probably plays some role. Otherwise, they wouldn't have added it. Maybe the fire ship deals melee damage or something. I'm not sure. The other unique technology is arquebus. It's like ballistics for gunpowder units. Ballistics makes projectiles track moving targets, and it doesn't usually work with gunpowder units, but it does. But arquebus makes it work. Arquebus. I don't know how you say that. I'm gonna say arquebus. Arquebus basically gives gunpowder units ballistics. Now, even if you don't have ballistics researched, it'll still work. So it's not like it just enables the functionality. It gives it entirely new functionality. So that's something to keep in mind. It's usually a good idea to have ballistics anyway, but in case you don't need it for some reason, um, but you want arquebus, um, you will, it'll work. It'll still work. Anyway, that was a lengthy introduction to these two civilizations. So let's go back and go through the fastest pike speed. Now the map is Kilimanjaro. It basically means there's this big mountain in the center with tons of resources and basically vying for control of the mountain. And this elevation is actually very interesting too because it affects projectiles. So that should be interesting considering two civilizations we're dealing with. Anyway, that does seems not much is going on right now. How much can you see? You can't see that much so far. I'm sorry. He's starting to farm, that's interesting. But he is going to the fruit bushes. So there's water, but yeah, there's fish. There's some shore fish, so it's probably not gonna be that important though. Okay, so now Afonso is on his way to feudal age. Now both are on the way to feudal age. The feudal age. Okay, so Portuguese have the Mediterranean architecture. Back when they were first added, they were only the second civilization that had the Mediterranean architecture because the Italians had it unique to them when they were introduced in the previous expansion. But then in Definitive Edition, the Spanish and Byzantines got the Mediterranean architecture, so now 4 civilizations have them. Now, the Vietnamese are interesting because they originally had the Southeast Asian architecture, which we haven't seen yet, but we probably will very soon, based on past votes. But they originally had the Southeast Asian architecture when they were introduced. He's starting to farm now. He's placing down an archery range, which is a good idea. But when they were first introduced, they had the Mediterranean architecture. Or no, they not the Mediterranean. Southeast Asian. They originally had the Southeast Asian architecture because the developers basically said that they're supposed to represent the Champa, which were actually a group that the Vietnamese subjugated. So it kind of made people. Well, it was supposed to represent both the Vietnamese and the Champa. but Vietnamese people did not like it. But they weren't super mad, but they didn't really like that the Vietnamese had the Southeast Asian architecture instead of the East Asian architecture because they were heavily inspired by China. So in the definitive edition, they got their own. They got the Asian architecture, which we can see here, shared with the Chinese, Japanese, and Mongols. So Japanese and Mongols were in a previous episode. So he is making archers now. He has 2 archery ranges, which is a good idea. Both of them are producing, so he has a few archers in queue. But he doesn't have that much wood right now. Making a blacksmith, that's why he doesn't have that much wood spending on a blacksmith. He does need to focus on, he does need to keep an eye on his wood economy though, because he does have a lot of farms. Now let's check up on his economy. What is he doing? Alright, so he also has 2 archery ranges. They seem to be going for the same build. Seems to be an AI thing. They like to go for the same build. The Portuguese do actually get fairly good archers, so it makes sense, I guess. The Spanish don't, which is kind of funny, but it's for game balance reasons. Spanish, I think, were in the previous episode. I might be wrong. One of the previous episodes. But he has a lot of archers. There are, how many archers does he have? 12 archers. 12 archers. Holy cow. That's a lot. How many does... He only has 8. Vietnamese only have 8. So, not that much. Oh, but he made a tower to protect this gold, which is a good idea. Now, there's something really weird with the East Asian watchtower. The door is way too small to fit anybody inside. I don't know how. There's some scaling issue that's happening there. It was like that in the original game, too. They just never bothered to fix it. So, not much seems to be going on right now. Maybe for the sake of brevity, I'll speed it up a little bit. I don't usually like to skip through past Dark Age, but I figured since... Wait a minute. Ah, so these archers are going after this scout. So, the scout is a little more than half HP. How much can he see? He's scouted more than half the map. So that's actually quite a bit. But remember, he also knew where Afonso was from the beginning. So that's a very strong bonus. How many ranged units does he have now? 14 versus the Portuguese 15. So it's comparable. Oh, okay. They're both advancing. They both just clicked up the castle, so this is gonna be very interesting. You done? Okay. Oh, he's hunting an elephant. Elephants. This is an African map, so naturally has elephants. Here we go. Okay. Sure. Anyway, so this is an African map, so of course it has elephants. I think some of the Southeast Asian maps, I think India has elephants. I think India was introduced in the African Kingdoms expansion. The map, not the civilization. Because the African Kingdoms was when they introduced... Let's scout one down. The African Kingdoms was when they introduced elephants to the game as a huntable animal. So, it just made sense to add India as a map at that point. And then I think some of these Southeast Asian maps introduced in Rise of the Rajas have elephants. I could be wrong, though. So they're both almost to the Castle Age, which is when things will start to get interesting. There's a lot of archers. It's supposed to be Portuguese lines, but it's Vietnamese right now. Now he's in Castle Age. So, oh, he decided to claim that wood, but Vietnamese have their wood claimed here. So he still have a scout. He still has a scout, but the Portuguese don't have their scouts. So that's gonna be a very difficult time. So he can't do any more scouting for now. It's a lot of farms. He did upgrade the crossbow. Have they done that yet? They have, in fact, done that. So, oh, come on. Make an archery range, or not an archery, make a lumber camp. Make a lumber camp right here. So your villagers don't have to walk all that way. He's making a siege workshop. Is that a good idea? Vietnamese get decent siege? No, they really don't get good siege at all. The only the only part about their siege that's notable is that they have bombard cannon. So that's it. So I'm not sure why they're even making a siege workshop. Maybe they're gonna go for rams. I don't know. He just took the square lead. So not much seems to be happening right now. That's generally the way it goes in these games. It's more of a this is a showcase of the civilizations and an analysis of the AI behavior. That's mainly the reason that this series exists. Maybe at some point I will cast actual player matches, but I just don't know how to do that. I don't know how to access them. Maybe somebody can teach me. But he is sending out all of his archers now, so that's going to be interesting. Ooh. I think he's going to send him to the wood line. Yeah, he's going to intersect with the wood line. Oh, this is going to be brutal. So the villagers have to retreat. They just decided to place down a castle. But it's on the bottom of the hill, so the Vietnamese are going to get the hill bonus. But now our own archers are engaging too. So this is very interesting. And they do have the hill bonus. The Vietnamese have the hill bonus, so it's probably going to go better for them. They do seem to be losing fewer units. And they also have more hit points too, so that certainly doesn't hurt. But overall, this was a good engagement. That castle has to get deleted. Yeetus, deletus. But this is a very good engagement. The Portuguese lost like all of their units. The line was going all the way across the battlefield. Yikes, yeah. The Vietnamese lost very few units, while the Portuguese lost like all of their units. So, that's what the miracle of hill bonuses does. Hill bonuses are really powerful. But now the lumberjacks have to move over here because they're not safe where they were before. That castle did get denied, so I wonder if he's gonna try to build another one. I don't see any right now. Yeah, he doesn't seem to be going for any right now. I think he was trying to do it to protect the wood line, but it just didn't work very well. Oh, now the town center is under attack. So I wonder if he's gonna draw back. Anyway. So is he planning on building his own castle at some point? No, that's why he made the siege workshop, because he didn't end up going for rams like I predicted. Is this gonna be a short game? He seems to be doing quite well. I didn't check the time when I looked at this before, but this could end up being a very short game. You might not be able to see the full capabilities of the civilizations. The Portuguese are a strong late game civilization, but I think they're pretty weak in the early game. Ooh. What's that Magno gonna try? Yeah, the attack does seem to be waning a little bit. So I think they're gonna have to draw back because they're losing most of their units. But the Rams are here and they are attacking. The villagers are attempting to destroy the ram, but they're just getting cut down by the skirmishers. So, yeah, if this is it, I have to say this is kind of a letdown, but this might not be it. Oh, he has knights on the field now, so, well, a knight. But if he started making knights now, then he probably still has a chance. But doesn't appear like he has much of anything right now. Yeah, these Rams are really doing a lot of damage here. There is a significant score lead here, so I think that this game might actually end up being very short. All this explanation, we didn't even really get to see much of that. But this town center looks like it's probably going to go down. Unless something happens to this ram. This ram I think is about to go down. Yeah, oh. Okay, that's actually pretty significant. Oh, but there's another ram. He seems to be mostly making skirmishers, which are not at all good against rams, so I'm not sure why he's making them. Well, actually, no, he's doing that for the, skirmishers, the archers and stuff, but problem is that, oh, yeah, these knights, are, doing raiding now. I think he's probably gonna have to resign. I think this is ending up to be a very short game. Whoa, it's kind of laggy. Yeah, I've been recording. Well, I've only been recording for about 30 minutes, so this would be a shorter episode. Sometimes it's just the way it goes. These seem to have lost most of the villagers. Well, the villagers are inactive, but I think they're mostly safe. So, we shall see how it goes. Right now, they do only seem to have a few units left. That stable is going to get denied. But he's going to build a stable of his own. These villagers are attempting to take down this ram, but they're going to get killed. So, I think if the Portuguese had chosen to go for knights, that he would have done a lot better, because knights are really good against archers. But he just didn't do that, and they are cheaper. They're cheaper with gold too. So. Yeah, here's the thing. He's about to lose. Because it's just, this ended up being a rather short episode. It was mostly explanations. Yikes. Is he gonna build... Can't even build another town center right now. Wait, he does have another town center, so that's good. There's one, this knight here is doing some raiding, but I think he's gonna get killed by the town center. Yeah, he's about to die. Yep, there he is. Problem is, he just lost so many units. Ooh, that was a good shot there. Can he take care of these rams? What's he gonna do? Okay, so didn't really get to see much. Does he even have? Does he have a castle? Does he have a castle? No, he doesn't have a castle. But it's kind of funny how the AI works sometimes. Oh, that was a good shot. Those skirmishers got flattened. Where are these mangonels going? Yeah, I think they're probably gonna have to resign because they have like nothing left. Yeah, they have like no villagers. That's the problem. Once this town center goes down, it's game over. There's really nothing you can do. And the Vietnamese are just about to get to Imperial Age too, so that means they get the faster unit production. So that's gonna certainly help in their favor. But he just seems to be making villages right now. This town center, I think, is probably gonna go down. So this was actually kind of this was. Oh, there's a castle now. Yeah, building made another castle right next to it. So you can see they have the Asian castle, which just makes sense. So what is he going for at this moment? You see, he has a more than 4,000 point score lead. So he's just sort of withdrawn for now. I'm not sure why, but he seems to have he should just be focusing on production right now, even though he could very easily steamroll the Portuguese with what they have left. So all they have are some houses and a couple, archery ranges. They're rebuilding the town center. But the issue is that they just don't have much left. Oh, you're gonna see the town archer here. That was weird. Huh. That's weird. Anyway, I don't know if we're gonna get to see the. Yeah, you have to be in Imperial Age to make the Faderia, and they're not even in the Imperial Age, so you might not get to see the Faderia. They're gonna drop a gold. Vietnamese are dropping a gold or a mining camp right next to the town center, so that's gonna be awkward. They're collecting from this wood here. He's making a bunch of return archers now. Where are they? Oh, here they are. You see them, they have like, they have like a little hat and a shield. They look pretty cool, actually. I don't know what kind of hat that is, but I see it a lot in like Asian culture. Oh, the monk converted the villager. But now the Raton archers have arrived, so they have 10 attack. So yikes. But yep, they took care of that. Mega now. They were Portuguese converted a Raton archer. Oh, they converted another Raton archer. But the Rams have arrived. So this is actually that's actually pretty interesting. They're actually starting to put up a fight now. Yeah, even if putting up a fight means converting a couple of units. But these Raton archers, you see, like, they're taking like almost no damage from the town centers. Which is insane. Yeah, he's only taking like a few points of damage. But now the Rams are coming, and they're gonna start attacking buildings. Ooh, they have a couple of town centers back here, so that's probably what they're going for. I think this town center is about to go down. That Sun Center went down. See, the Raton archers are just not dying. They have such insane projectile resistance. It's kind of disgusting, actually. I'm not sure what their bonus damage is. I'll have to check that. I think they might have a bonus damage against archers, but I don't think they do. I think they're just resistant. But now I think they're probably gonna have to call quits. Yep, yep. And it froze. Um, let me, hang on, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pause the recording, and get the stats up so we can see. Well, I opened up the game again, and it didn't seem, it had the same problem. It froze at the end. I don't know what the problem was. This happens sometimes. But, well, I guess, basically, um, the way the Portuguese should have been able to win, if they just made knights to counter the archers, but the Vietnamese just had better production. So sorry, I couldn't end up showing the stats, but it just seems to be having issues for some reason. So anyway, I guess thanks for watching, and this is episode 10 of Extreme AI Matchups. So this has been going on for a bit. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and I guess I'll see you next time. And I'll see you in another video. I'll probably make another Age of Empires video pretty soon. So, I guess I'll see you later, and bye!